Ladies and gentlemen, here is your teams and players who will be competing in this year's playoffs for the Overwatch League at Toronto. Placing first seed in the West Summer Stage qualifiers is the Atlanta Reign, who won the Misses of Madness and are the favorites to be the champions of the Overwatch League in 2023. The roster includes Stalker and Lip as the DPS players, Hawk and Donghak as the tanks, and Vigilante, Fielder, and Chire as the supports. The coaches are Gator and Rascal. The second seed is the Florida Mayhem, who are one of two teams who will make a roster change before the playoffs start, and let's just say this team is 10 times scarier now with this player, possibly. The roster includes Checkmate, Merit, and new to the team Who Are You as the DPS players, Someone as the tank, and RuPaul, Chorong, and Mapka as the support players. The coaches are Goomba and McGravy. The third and final team from the qualifiers is the Houston Outlaws, who is the second and last team who has made a roster change to the team. And just like the Mayhem, the Outlaws are hungry for a win. The roster includes Pelican and Happy as the DPS players, Fearless and new to the team Bernard as the tanks, and Shu and Violet as the supports. The coach is Neko. Moving to the West play-ins teams, the first seed team is the Boston Uprising, who were the only team who could challenge the top 3 throughout the regular season. The roster includes Birdring and Decay as the DPS players, Smurf and Kalios as the tanks, and Lee Jae Gong, Izayaki, and Twilight as the supports. The coaches are Moby Dick and Kariv. One of the most surprising teams in the playoffs is the Season 1 champions, the London Spitfire. After finishing 8th in the standings, the team beat the Toronto Defiant 3-1 in the lower bracket final to lock themselves into the playoffs. The roster includes Sparker, Backbone, and Sauna as the DPS players, Hardy as the tank, and Admiral and Landon as the supports. The coaches are Christopher and Commander X. The first East team from the knockout tournament is the Hangzhou Spark, who are the team to beat in the East and have been on top throughout the regular season. The roster includes Shy and Leave as the DPS players, Gushwei as the tank, and Lengsa, Monk, and Pineapple as the supports. The coaches are Creed and Yao Z. The best Seoul team. Seoul Inferno have been very consistent throughout the regular season, unlike the Seoul rivals. The roster includes MN3 Zest as the DPS players, Mag and Poco as the tanks, and Fixer, Skewed, and Hyungjae as the supports. Hyungjae joined the Seoul Inferno during the play-ins. The coaches are Jin, Shara, and Sungmin. The final team for the playoffs at Toronto is our reigning champions, the Dallas Fuel. The Fuel have been average throughout the season, and won against the Seoul Dynasty 3-1 in the grand final in the East play-ins. The roster includes Sparkle and Edison as the DPS players, Hanbin as the tank, and MCD and Bliss as the supports. The coach is Rush. And ladies and gentlemen, there is your teams for the 2023 Overwatch League playoffs at Toronto.